welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed this full face makeup look using only Colourpop Cosmetics products. I did kind of cheat and use one that wasn't Colourpop, so you'll see which one that is when you watch the video, of course. So guys, if you want to see how I got this makeup look using only Colourpop products, please continue watching. Our little dog Luna's here. She actually wanted to be on the bed with me while I was filming, so I'm letting her on the bed. So don't mind if you see a little dog running around on the bed. Let's get started on this makeup look. Okay guys, so my eyebrows are already done. I usually just start with my eyebrows done just to save some time. I have my eyebrow routine video linked down below, so just click that if you want to see how I do my brows. And now I'm going to prime my eyelids using this Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is in the shade Light 14, and I usually always use this concealer as a primer because it's really nice for keeping a nice even base for your shadows. So I love this as an eyeshadow primer. Just gonna blend that out using this little fluffy brush. Just make sure that everything is nice and blended and even. Okay, so for the eyes, I was thinking of doing a classic cat eye because I actually realized I haven't even done a cat eye on this channel yet. So I wanted to do that and keep it kind of that classic look with the nice cool tone browns and a nice matte lid. So I'm gonna go in with some of these single shadows from Colourpop. I actually have them in a nice big Z palette here. These are a bunch of my favorite ones and they're really good. They're amazing. So I'm gonna go in with some of these singles. Just using a fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna go in with this nice matte medium tone brown called Note to Self. I'm just gonna put that onto this brush and place that in my crease. So these Colourpop shadows are super pigmented, they blend out really nicely and I just love them. So these are their single shadows that you can buy separately on the Colourpop website. Okay, so we have that first transition color smoked out. Now I'm going to go in with this darker shade. This is called Noche, and it looks like that. And I'm going to go in with that with this thinner blending brush, and I'm going to place it around the outer corners and just define my crease a little bit more. So this shade is a really nice deep chocolate brown, and it's just beautiful. So let's start on the outer edge of our eye, just to give it a bit more definition. And I'm slowly just dragging that darker color more towards the middle and inner corner, just lightly. Okay, so we have that nice, beautiful, dark, rich brown smoked out along the outer corners and a little bit in the middle. And now I'm gonna actually define my lid a bit by doing a bit of a cut crease. So I'm gonna take this No Filter Concealer by them as well. This is in the shade Fair 00. It's just completely white, and this is really good when you just want a nice base for a beautiful cut crease. I'm gonna put that onto this flat packer brush, and I'm just gonna define the inner corner of my crease just a little bit. I'm gonna take some of that. I just use this little flat brush. It's like a concealer brush, and I'm just gonna put it on just lightly. You don't need too much product, just a little bit. I'm starting just in the inner corner. I don't want it to be too much of an extreme cut crease, just a little something to show that I do have an eyelid, because my eyelids are really tiny. So I like to use this trick. I just grabbed a little bit more of that concealer on my brush just to finish that cut crease up and just clean it. And I'm kind of just leaving the outer corner just smoked out still. I'm just blending that concealer in just a little bit so there's no harsh lines. So now that we have that cut crease more defined, I'm going to go in with this single shadow by them. It's called Distressed, and it's more of a bone color. So it's not quite white, but it's not quite creamy. So it's like a bone white, and it's really beautiful. I'm just gonna go into that with this flat packer brush. So I'm gonna place that on the lid right where we defined our cut crease, and just pack that on the lid. I'm just packing that on, and I'm kind of diffusing it on the outer corners. Now I'm just going to use this wet wipe and just clean away all the fallout and kind of create a little bit of the cat eye before we go in with the liquid liner. So this just helps to be as a guide of where we want our liner to start. This is a little trick that I always do, especially when I'm doing a cat eye. It really helps. Okay, so now it's all cleaned up and you can kind of see that it really did define the eyes a bit more. Now I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Creme Gel Color. This is their gel eyeliner in the black shade. It's actually called Swerve. So it's just a black gel liner. I'm gonna take some of that onto this angled brush. It's a brand new one, so it's super nice. And I actually love their formula of their creme gel colors. They're really good and they're super pigmented and they stay on all day and they don't flake. So they're really amazing. And I'm gonna zoom you guys in a bit so you could actually see how I do my liner. Even though I don't really do it that much, but when I do, this is the technique that I like to use. Okay, so I like to start from the outer corner and just create a line. Like so. And then I connect that line and kind of just do like an outline. So I just drag it from the outermost point and I'll just slowly fill it in and keep dragging it until it's all even. And I'm kind of just cleaning it up and extending that line a little bit. Just grab some more product on this little brush and I'm going to finish up the inner corner now. Okay guys, so now that the eyes are pretty much done, I'm gonna start on my face, and let's first start by priming the face with this Colourpop All-Star Matte and Blur Primer. I'm just gonna place that primer just around my T-zone where I have the most problems with pores. I'm gonna place a little bit of that on my hand and just rub that in this area. Okay, so for a foundation, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I don't have their actual foundation. I've actually never tried it. It is on my list, but I kind of never really heard amazing things about it. So I didn't really feel the need to go out and buy it right away. I love their concealers and I'm actually gonna try using their concealers as a foundation today. So we'll see how that turns out. I know that some people do use this technique with concealers, so I'm gonna try it today and see how it turns out. So I actually have a couple shades from them and I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna start with this light 14 shade and place that more towards the inner part of my face. Let me know if you guys have ever tried using concealers as foundation. I would love to know your opinion on it. So to blend this all in, I'm gonna use a damp beauty blender. Okay, so that lighter shade was a bit too light, I think. I just want to deepen it up a bit with this other darker shade. This is called Medium Dark 30. So I'm just adding a little bit of that just to add a bit more color. Okay, so I'm actually not mad at the way this looks. I feel like the concealer actually blended out really nicely and it has a nice satin matte finish. So it's super nice and it's pretty full coverage. I don't really have a bronzer by them, so I'm kind of just gonna cheat a little bit and bronze a bit with this darker concealer, and I'm just gonna place that around the edges of my face. So this is in the shade Deep Tan 55. So I look pretty crazy right now, but I'm gonna blend this out with the foundation brush. So now I'm going to conceal using their Light 14 No Filter Concealer and just place that under my eyes. I'm also gonna use that concealer to kind of clean the cat eye that we did. So I'm just dragging it and outlining that cat eye. And now I'm gonna blend that out with a damp beauty blender. Okay, so we have our concealer blended out, and the one product that I'm going to be cheating a bit with is the under eye powder, because I do not have a loose powder from Colourpop. I'm not even sure if they carry one on their site yet, so let me know if they have one or not. But I'm going to be using my RCMA No Color powder. This is more of an inexpensive powder, so hopefully you guys won't be too upset, but I have to always set my under eyes with something. So I'm gonna use this RCMA powder and just put a little bit of that onto a powder puff and set my under eyes. I'm not using too much powder because this concealer does set to a nice satin matte finish, so you don't need to overly powder your under eyes, but just a little bit. And I'm just gonna let that sit there for a bit. Now just to contour my nose a bit, aka highlight my nose, I'm gonna use this Light 14 concealer shade, and I'm just gonna place some of that on the tip and bridge of my nose, just with this little pencil brush. I always do this step. It's crucial in my makeup routine. A little dot right here and then along the bridge of my nose. I just blend it out with my finger. And that little concealer trick just acts as a really nice base before I highlight my nose, and it just makes everything look a bit more snatched and it gives it more definition. Okay, so now I'm going to blush my cheeks, and I'm going to use this Super Shock Cheek in the shade Quarters. This is a really nice terracotta color, and it can also be used as a little bit of a bronzer because it is more rich and deep. So I'm going to stipple some of that onto this Morphe JH05 little brush over here. And I'm just going to place that along my cheekbones. I'm going to add even a little bit along my forehead, along the tip of my nose and bridge. Okay, so that beautiful terracotta color is now blended on the cheeks. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this other Super Shock Cheek. This is in the shade Get Laid, and it's more of a bright orangey shade. I'm just gonna use that shade to make the apples of my cheeks pop a little bit more. Going in with that same brush, placing a little bit on the apples here. So now I'm gonna go and wipe off that under eye setting powder that we used. Okay, so now to finish the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the same color that we used in our crease initially. This is in the shade Note Self. And I'm going in with this little fluffy blending brush. This is from Morphe, it's the M507 brush. And I'm just gonna put some of that nice neutral brown on this brush and place it under my eyes and just smoke it out. Okay, so that shadow is nicely smoked out, and now I'm gonna line my waterline with this nude Creme gel liner. This is one of my favorite Creme gel liners. It's just their nude shade, and this is called Honey Dude. So I'm just gonna place that in the waterline. Okay, and now to highlight, I'm gonna use this Super Shock Cheek. This is in the shade Flexitarian, and it's like a beautiful pearlescent shade. It's just so metallic and beautiful. I'm gonna start by highlighting my nose with this little flat pencil brush. Just gonna put some of that onto this brush. So a little bit of this product goes a long way. As you can see, it's so metallic. And now to highlight the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender and just pounce some of this highlighter onto the beauty blender. I'm just gonna place that along my cheekbones and anywhere else that I want to be highlighted. And I like to use this technique when I'm using this kind of formula because this is more of a cream formula. So I find that using a beauty blender really makes it blend seamlessly and just look much better. Look at this glow. It looks like my face is wet. It's gorgeous. Okay, so that highlighter is on, and now I'm gonna add that same highlighter and just put it on the inner corners of my eyes just to make the eye look pop. I always do this step. It's crucial, and I find that it does make a difference in the overall eye look appearance. So I'm just gonna place that with this little pencil brush and smoke that beautiful highlighter on the inner corner. You can see the difference. It literally just makes your eyes pop. Well guys, I'm loving this highlighter. I know that it's beautiful, but I always somehow forget about it, and whenever I use it, I'm just like, oh my god, why aren't I using this every single day? Look how just stunning it makes everything look. The cheeks literally look wet, and it gives that beautiful glow from within, and I just love this highlighter. So you guys definitely need to pick out Flexitarian if you haven't tried it already. It's beautiful. So now I'm gonna put some mascara on. This is the Colourpop BFF mascara. This is in the shade Black on Black, and I'm just gonna place that on my eyelashes. Okay, so the mascara is on, and since I am a lash addict, I have to pop on a pair of lashes. I'm just using this pair I got from eBay. It's more fluttery on the outer edges, if you guys can tell. So I think this will look nice with the eye look that we're going for. I will link those lashes down below if you guys are interested, and I'm just gonna pop them on, and I'll be right back to finish this look with the lips. Okay guys, so now to complete the look, of course, we need to do our lips, and I'm gonna line my lips with this Colourpop lip liner. This is in the shade 951, and it's a really beautiful rosy lip liner. I believe this was part of the I Love Satin collection, and it's still available on the website. And I love the Colourpop lip pencils. They're actually my favorite lip pencils, I think, because they're so pigmented and they're so creamy, and I just love them. So I'm gonna start by lining my lips with that shade 951. And I'm just lightly filling the whole lip in with that shade. And now I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip. This is in the shade Alyssa, and it's a beautiful rosy pink shade. And I'm just gonna fill in my lips with that shade. So this Ultra Satin Lip formula is really beautiful because it doesn't dry to a complete matte lipstick. It still will transfer, but it does dry to a beautiful, as it says, satin lip, and it's just stunning. So this formula is really great. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I really love the way everything turned out. I tried to use all Colourpop products, and the only one I didn't use was for my under eyes because I don't believe that they have an under eye setting powder, but everything else was definitely Colourpop, and I really love the way everything turned out. So I can't say enough good things about Colourpop and the brand, and I just think their products are amazing. I love the look that I created today. I tried to go with more of that old school vintage look with the satin lips and the cut crease with matte eyeshadows and the nice cat eye, and I really think that it turned out nice. So let me know what you guys think down below of this look, and if you liked the Colourpop products I used. I would also like to know what your favorite Colourpop products are, so please list those in the comments down below because I'd love to see. Maybe I could try out some new things that I haven't used by them. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!